this is Alison Solvin. This video will show you how to make this adorable little card using the Ornament Keepsake stamp set and some fun techniques on making this little ornament a little bit snazzier than just by stamping it. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do is stamp the ornament. So I'm going to bring in a piece of white cardstock here, and this is the ornament from the stamp set. Let me just show you the other images that are included. So there's lots of different shapes and designs and ones that can be layered on top of the, like this one here could be layered on this larger one or just used separately. Really cute. And there's the matching framelits in the catalog, the holiday catalog, that cut these out perfectly, which makes it really easy and fun. So I'm using this round ornament first. And rather than just ink it up in Marina Mist and stamp it, which would be fine, I wanted to give it a little bit of sparkle and just make it look a little bit more elegant. So what I did was take Marina Mist Reinker, and I'm just going to put a couple of drops in a little paint well here. And then I added just a drop or two of the Frost White Shimmer Paint. This just gives it a little bit of shine. So that's what that looks like. And then I'm going to use a dauber. So I'm just going to mix that up. And then you just take it on your dauber and you just tap it all over your stamp. That's all there is to it. This dauber stays quite wet. You can apply, if you're making multiples of these cards, which I would suggest, if you're going to mix this up, you should just go ahead and stamp a whole bunch of them. Just makes it easier, and that way you're using up your product a little more efficiently. So I'm going to just stamp that like so, and hopefully you can see it's got shimmer to it just from that frost. So the next thing we want to do is to take that image and cut it out. And I brought in a little, this is my multi-purpose platform for my Big Shot, and I've got it closed completely. I've got my clear plate on the bottom here. I've got my stamped image, and then I've got the framelit, the matching framelit on top, and then I'm going to cover that with my second multi-purpose plate and run that through the Big Shot. And when I do that, I'm going to end up with a perfectly cut out ornament. Isn't that easy? And I went ahead earlier and I stamped the second image that I want to use. I used Whisper White embossing powder, and I stamped the image on Marina Mist cardstock, and then I used the little framelit to cut it out. So let's set those aside and talk about the rollers. These are the rollers that I use to decorate the front. This is from the holiday catalog, and it's Snowflake Party, and it's Good Cheer. And these are individual rollers. They look like this. They're quite small, and you can use them by themselves. You can use 2 at a time, or you can actually use 3 at a time. And they just snap into the jumbo handle. All you need is this little spacer bar. I think it's, I'll put the price and the listing on it. I think it's $5.95 for the little spacer. And that allows you to use 1, 2, or 3 of the rollers. In this case I wanted to use 2 because I liked the snowflakes along with the words. So I'm going to bring in a piece of Marina Mist paper. And I always like to use my embossing buddy just to go across my paper. This just removes any fingerprints and static from your cardstock, which just makes it easier when you're embossing, so you don't have a whole bunch of embossing powder where you don't want it. You can use a Versamark pad. I'm choosing to use the Whisper White Craft pad only because I like to see where I'm going, and just for the ease of showing you on a video so you can actually see it. If I use a Versamark, it would be clear and you wouldn't be able to tell what I was doing. So I'm going to just roll this across my cardstock like so. As simple as that. And I want to add embossing powder because I want it to just pop. So here we go with that. I'm going to just dump it on top just like that so you get it completely covered. And then you're going to pour what you don't need back into your little tub here. And then that's completely covered. Then we're going to heat set up. This is the new Stampin' Up! Heat gun. I just love this gun because it's quieter than the old one. It's also very slim. It's really easy to hold. And the best thing, it's got 2 speeds. So it's got a low speed. But you can hear how quiet that is because you can still hear me over the video. And I would use this for drying ink, or if I was trying to stamp on vellum or one of our window sheets and you wanted it to dry. And you could also emboss on a piece of vellum or window sheet much easier at this lower temperature. It won't buckle your paper, which I really like. And then the high speed is for regular embossing. So I'm going to go ahead and emboss this image. So when you've completely embossed it, you're going to end up like that. Now let's put the card together. So here's all my pieces. Here's my embossed piece and my little ornament and the center of my ornament and my white cardstock base. First of all, we're going to just put some snail on the back of our card. I'm going to pop up my image because I think it just looks nicer. But first I'm going to add a very tiny little strip of silver paper, and that'll be like a little mock hanger here. My friend Farah suggested this, and I think it looks really cute, rather than it just hanging suspended in air. And then we've got, only need a couple of dimensionals, and remember the little tip, if you press on the middle of them, the backs come right off. So, and that just gets layered like that. And then we've got our center here. You could pop this up, but I'm just going to leave it like so. And then the last thing I want to do, just to bling it up a bit, is to bring in some rhinestones and put those on. And this card just really looks like a fresh, crisp white winter day. And then last but not least, I'm just going to add a little soft bow on the top with a glue dot. Like so. And then we've got a finished card. So not too difficult, just a few steps. I hope you'll give it a try, especially using the shimmer paint with the refill. Have fun, happy stamping, and remember, all your supplies for this card can be purchased through my website or by emailing me. All that information will be at the end of the video.